A supernatural trap is rarely a random occurrence. Instead, these entities function as calibrated mechanisms, lying dormant until they encounter a specific set of psychological traits that match their requirements. Nisha was a writer drawn to the heavy atmosphere of ruins and forgotten folklore. Her boyfriend Arav was a photographer whose work focused on capturing absolute stillness in isolated locations. For Nisha's birthday, Arav planned a camping trip deep in the wilderness. He ignored her request to invite friends, wanting to ensure their experience was completely undisturbed by anyone else. Their shared desire for isolation and historical exploration provided the necessary conditions for an ancient predatory snare to activate. The geography of the region shifts as they enter the village of Rudirpur. At 6 p.m., while the sun should still be visible, the environment suddenly drops into a heavy, unnatural darkness. The village displays several distinct warning signs. Torches burn outside every residence, yet the streets are completely empty of human life. The local architecture features specific defensive markers. Every door is coated in fresh, blood-red paint and covered in jagged, black esoteric mantras. These symbols mark a territorial boundary. By passing these markers, Arav and Nisha have moved beyond the safety of the road and into an active, hostile environment. An old woman in a tattered red sari suddenly steps into the light of Arav's camera. She offers a frantic warning. They must hide before the Barat, a traditional wedding procession, arrives. Arav then experiences a sensory glitch. He sees Nisha being led into the woods by a faceless, blood-soaked groom, only for the vision to vanish instantly, leaving Nisha standing perfectly normal beside him. Desperate to find safety, the couple flees the village and sets up camp in the nearby woods, believing that physical distance from the houses will protect them. The brief vision forces Arav to doubt his own sanity. By showing the threat for only a moment and then whisking it away, the entity ensures that his fear is compounded by confusion and self-doubt. At the campsite, Arav attempts to restore a sense of normalcy by taking photographs of Nisha by the fire. The digital screen reveals what the human eye cannot see. Each photograph shows a towering, faceless groom standing just behind Nisha, closing the distance between them with every frame. Nisha looks at the same screen and sees nothing unusual. This leaves Arav entirely alone in his perception of the threat, further isolating him from the only person who could help. The camera lens bypasses the entity's illusions, confirming that the danger is no longer tied to the village geography. It has followed them to the campsite. The following night, a supernatural compulsion draws them back. The decaying bungalow they previously avoided now appears as a grand, brightly lit estate. Inside, they find silver platters of untouched food, though the room is filled with the thick, cloying scent of rotting flowers. The trap physically seals as the heavy bungalow doors slam shut and lock on their own, cutting off their only exit. The entity uses their own curiosity and the illusion of luxury to lead them into a cage, where they are now physically confined. The demonic groom descends the stairs and physically overpowers Arav, throwing him back and preventing him from interfering. Nisha enters a trance-like state, her eyes turning entirely white. She stands motionless as the groom places a wedding garland around her neck. A sudden scream and a flash of smoke signal the end of the illusion. The decorations, the groom, and Nisha vanish instantly, leaving the bungalow in ruins once more. The entity consumes its prey through this ritual, removing them entirely from the physical world. The old woman explains that centuries ago, the bungalow belonged to a zamindar who sacrificed a new bride to dark magic every month. This illustrates the resulting curse. After the zamindar was killed, his spirit became locked in a loop, demanding a new sacrifice to maintain power. The mechanism triggers only on Amavasya, the new moon, allowing the entity to manifest. Arav's decision to seek out a completely isolated location coincided with the peak of this lunar cycle. By ensuring no witnesses, he unknowingly provided the exact conditions needed for the loop to reset.